So Teresa is well suited from a clinical perspective. She is in private practice. She, I want to tell this story because I love telling the story, because I like to say that you have counseled all over the world. So of the 7 continents, well, actually, you haven't counseled all over the world, because of the 7 continents, she's only counseled on 6 of them. She's missing Antarctica.
Absolutely.
So,
I haven't talked to anybody in Antarctica.
Yeah. So, but I do think that's important to share, because we're not. Well, I'll say you're not just somebody sitting up here talking about, here's some good ideas.
Right.
You are clinically trained, you're licensed, and you do this every day.
Right. And really through the pandemic, the platform that I was working with, we needed to do whatever we needed to do to take care of people. So we did go outside of our zone to be able to do those things. So
what you're saying is, in the pandemic, whereas everything prior to that was in office, you went more virtual, which allowed you to expand.
Right. And we were to try to help everybody that was going through a very difficult time.
Okay.
All right, Jim. So now tell us a little bit about you. You've talked about me. You've had some great experiences. Let me hear.
Yeah. So, somehow when I hear your story, my story seems less worth telling. I know it's not a contest.
No, it's not a contest.
Comparison's the thief of joy.
Exactly.
So that's not what it's about. But hey, here's my little story.
Your story is not little, by the way.
So I already mentioned the part about me being adopted. I grew up on a farm. We're both from Mississippi. I guess we should mention that, although we don't live in Mississippi now. I played sports all through college, played college football. In the coaching space, I primarily come alongside entrepreneurs. Most of them, actually all of them, are 6 or 7-figure earners who are growing their businesses. So I help with everything from recruiting to motivating team to managing team, strategy. So it's a coaching space in addition to this relationship coaching space. But that's another part of what I do, is coaching entrepreneurs. A little bit about my history. So I spent 7 years on church staff, as my full-time job was youth director and director of marriage and family ministries. So in that space, I've had a front row seat to kind of see the struggles of couples before they say I do. By the way, I guess I should mention, we forgot to mention this thing. I'll talk about this later, because when I think about before I say I do, think about the book that we wrote. Yeah. I'll bring that up in a second. We've personally built multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses. So that's part of our story. We've lost over 100 pounds together.
You say that. You mean you lost most of that?
Well, it's not a contest. It's not a contest.
Okay.
Right. We've done that together. And we've lost multiple businesses. We've literally gone from a real estate business where we were real estate millionaires. We've bought and sold hundreds of houses. Our first purchase, we bought 70 houses at one time. I'm all about personal records, Teresa.
I know.
So now we had a chance to beat that record in a Memphis deal with 115 houses, but we couldn't pull it off. So our record stands at a measly 70 houses. But here's the other part of that story. When the real estate market crashed, we lost everything.
Yeah, that was tough.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was tough. So we went from, I don't like to say, but I say, we went from owning over 100 houses to losing our personal home.
Yeah.
We've been bankrupt. I've been not sure where we were going to live. I've actually pawned my wedding ring a couple of times to buy groceries. So I'm telling you all this. We have pretty much run the gambit. We've been up, we've been down, we've been in, we've been out. I could almost do something.
Yeah, I would say during that time we were functioning depressed people, surviving. But the main thing that we didn't do is turn away from each other. We turned toward each other, and that was a good thing.
Well, I would say the main thing we did is we doubled down on our faith and dependence in Almighty God.
Okay. In order to be able to do that, we had to do that. I can't count on you
to get me through this.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, you do a lot of stuff, but so I would say that's the main thing we did, is our faith and that experience. I mean, there were tough times. I remember And I guess this is going to seem the opposite of some of the things we teach on communication. I remember when we were about to lose our home, and of course, I'm telling you all the time what's going on. You know, hey, this is what's happening. I don't see a way this is going to change. This is going to be where we're going to end up weeks, months in advance. But I remember one time you came to me when it was inevitable and we were about to lose our home, and you said to me, what are we going to do?
Mm-hmm. I did.
And I didn't say a word because the answer was, I don't know what we're going to do. But I didn't think you could handle that news, Teresa. And I know we talk about sharing and being open, but I made a decision.
Well, you kind of told me you didn't have a clue, or did something, you were still pondering on it.
I just didn't think that would be helpful for me to say to you, I know we're about to lose our home and I'm not sure where we're going to live. I didn't think it would be helpful for me to say, so I didn't say anything, hey, oh, by the way, some of the stuff we're going to share on here is descriptive, stuff that you should do. Some of the stuff we're going to share is prescriptive, stuff we actually did. We're not saying you should do it.
Right.
Anyway, that's a little bit about our show, a little bit about us and why we're doing the show. We've raised 4 children to adulthood.
Yes, we have.
That's hard.
It's amazing.
That's hard.
It's very hard.
So we're going to talk about parenting on this show. We were one of the first. Actually, I tried to research this to see if we were the first, but the best I could come up with is we were one of the first, perhaps the first couple of color to launch a podcast talking about marriage and family back in 2014. Mm-hmm. I mentioned earlier we've written a best-selling book, which we'll link to in the show notes, Marriage, What to Do Before and After You Say I Do. Mm-hmm. And that's an interesting story, how that came about. We used to lead a premarital course at our church. So before you could get married, which this is just it's not common sense, but it's just great advice. Before you get married, go get training.
Absolutely.